I am Joe Jones, and you are watching the Cup of Joe Show. We are back this evening. Welcome. It is 7:09 p.m. here in Texas. Coming to you live right now. We're live. Coming to you from Texas. What's going on, everybody? Don't have anybody in the live stream yet. That's all right. It'll change pretty soon. All right, we got two people. That's good. Got two people. I'm going to be talking about some things tonight. Some things. All right, here we go. We got Tyrannosaurus Rex in the house. We got Angie. We got Jacket. We got me 99. We got Brown Girl. Welcome, everybody. Very excited to be on the live chat tonight. It's been a couple days since I went live. Last time I went live, I had my brother on here. If you haven't seen that live stream, make sure you go back and check that out. If you want to see what my brother was talking about, he's a fisherman and catches a lot of big fish and stuff. So he was answering some questions that y'all had about fishing and stuff like that night. And so it was a fun live stream. That was the first time we ever went live together. Yeah, the very first time. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. But yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time going live. And you can follow him on his YouTube channel. His channel, if you want to see him fishing and stuff, if you're into fishing, it's Texas Jones Fishing. Texas Jones Fishing. And I'm telling you, he can catch fish like with his eyes closed, like left and right. It's crazy. And he goes noodling, so he sticks his hand in the holes underwater and lets a catfish bite his entire arm, and then you pull it out of the water. And some of these things are like 30, 40 pounds. It's dangerous. There's been people that have lost their life from doing that. Are you kidding me? I just spilled. I just spilled some Dr. Pepper. On my shirt. Is that Dr. Pepper? Yes, it is. That Dr. Pepper on my shirt. Thank you for asking. It's all over my shirt now. I probably just stained it. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I'm in my truck here, so I mean I got a little bit of light, but there's a street light tonight. But yeah, isn't that it's a shame. It's all right. Little OxyClean, little Billy Mays. We'll get it right out of there, won't we? I like OxyClean. That stuff's work. I used to stay up, or sometimes I would stay up, and sometimes I'd just wake up at like 4 a.m. on a Saturday, and I just loved Billy Mays. I loved watching all the infomercials and stuff. So my stepdad would get up because he worked a concrete job. So sometimes it was 6 days a week. He'd work 80, 90 hours a week. So he'd be waking up at 4 a.m. on Saturday to go to work. And I'd be in there on the couch watching Billy Mays. Billy Mays here with OxyClean, this and that, gets the tough stains out. And he'd say, boy, what the hell are you doing up? It's 4 a.m. on a Saturday. And I'd be like, I'm watching Billy Mays. And he would always tell his friends, he'd say, this kid gets up at damn 4 or 5 a.m. on a Saturday watching infomercials. But, I liked it, so, things are going good. Some things have, changed today. So, yeah, things are going good. So, all I can say is, I'm just looking for a brighter future, looking towards a brighter future. I've been looking for one for 32 years, but I'm believing this year's going to be the greatest year I've ever had. So, I believe things are changing. Things are going up. We're going to be doing some songs tonight. We got 15 people watching. Yes, amen, amen. Praise God indeed. We're going to be doing some songs tonight. I don't know what songs yet. I'm sure I'll get into something. And I have to say, amen. That's right. That's right, Angie. I agree. Um, oh yeah, I have to say this. I do not own the rights to any music sang or heard during the duration of this live stream. So what else? Why is my radio still on? I don't know why my radio's still on. See, sometimes it doesn't want to go off. Like, I don't know, that might mess up my sound or something. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. Hello, darling. How are you, Kate Cadet? Glad you're tuning in here. Well, thank you, RN. Hey, it's good to see you. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you, too. I didn't enjoy mine, but hopefully you enjoyed yours. And I say that not due to anything that happened. I just don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So, it's all good though. But I've found out recently I don't really think I like turkey either. I don't know. I mean, let me just say this. I like turkey legs, but really that's about the only part of a turkey I like. If it's like smoked turkey legs at the fair or something, okay. But baked turkey, not a chance. I'm done with it. Yeah, just no. I'll just leave it at that. Had a pretty bad experience with turkey. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I have to say about that. Don't want to relive it. Don't want to relive that again. Hell no, I'll never do that again. That ain't happening. Anyway, let's change the subject to something better. Like brisket. Now, brisket, I can smoke a brisket. I can smoke a brisket. Brisket is really, really good. And I'm telling you, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I have made the best barbecue I've ever tried in my life. Next to me, the best barbecue I ever had was at some truck stop in Texas, almost on the border. It was like on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. We were way up there in this town called Denison, Texas. And there was like a little barbecue place, and it was amazing. I could not believe how good that brisket was. But to this day, I haven't had brisket that was better than mine, though. I smoked it for 9 hours. I injected it with beef tallow, and then I wrapped it in the butcher paper, and I think I smoked it another like 2 hours. And then I took it out and let it rest. I put it in a cooler for 3 hours. And I make my own homemade barbecue sauce and stuff as well. And I add, secret ingredient, I add some Dr. Pepper. I add some Dr. Pepper to it, and it makes it so good. Add some Dr. Pepper, some butter, and I use the barbecue sauce Head Country. You can find it at Walmart. If you haven't had Head Country, you've got to try it. That is hands down the best barbecue sauce I've ever tried. I'm telling you, I'm obsessed with barbecue sauce and barbecue. So I'm obsessed with smoking things now. And no, not smoking illegal things or cigarettes or anything like that. Smoking meat. You got some meat, I want to smoke it. That 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 didn't. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Come on, that didn't come out right. If you got some meat, I want to smoke it. What the heck? Anyway, what did my friend Justin told my mom one day? Smoke this skin wagon. But he meant to say that line from Tombstone, skin this smoke wagon. But he looked her right in the face and said, smoke this skin wagon. And he goes, wait, I mean, that's not what I meant. And she's like, oh, he's like, that's not what I meant. I said it wrong. I meant to say skin this smoke wagon. But, I mean, does it even sound right saying skin this smoke wagon? Like, what does it even mean? It means draw your gun back in the old days, but, you know. Yep. And, I've actually been to the building that Dr. Pepper was invented in Waco, Texas. I'm from the next town over, Corsicana, Texas. Many of y'all around the world have heard of Corsicana, Texas, because it's famous for the Collins Street Bakery, the world famous fruitcakes. And it's so famous that Mr. Will Ferrell is filming a movie there right now about the Collins Street Bakery. So I'm from there. That was the first town in Texas to strike oil. The famous country singer from the 50s named Lefty Frizzell was born there. What else? That's where Wolf brand chili was invented in Corsicana, Texas. Yuck, I hate it. I absolutely hate Wolf brand chili. I prefer Hormel Angus. It has to be Angus. Regular Hormel is terrible. I don't like it. But I'm trying to perfect my own chili as well. So, what's going on, B-Lady? Let's see. Who we got in here? We got B-Lady. We got Stacy. We got Brown Girl. We got RN. We got Angie. We got Tyrannosaurus Rex. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in tonight. Sure appreciate all that. Also, I want to talk. I want to talk about a movie. I gotta say this. I do. If you know, you know. I want to talk about this new movie I just seen. And I don't know. I don't become crazy about movies and stuff like that very often. But, yep, that's true, Angie. In my Paula Deen voice, I just got done making my chili. I can't tell you my secret ingredients. Okay, y'all. Remember her? Man. What's up, Daphne? But I don't usually go crazy over movies and stuff, but interracial movies and stuff like that, I kind of have a thing for those. So I took my daughter to the movies this past week, and we saw this new movie, Wicked. And it's not what you think. It's not an evil movie or anything like that. Let me just put that out there. It's not evil. It's not a scary movie or anything. It's a prequel basically to The Wizard of Oz, right? Very innocent movie. But it's called Wicked because the Wicked Witch or whatever. But the woman that plays the witch, her name is Cynthia. I don't know her last name. I can't. Somebody, Cynthia something, Irvo, something like that. She's the British. Well, I guess I can't say African American. She's not American. Anyway, she's a black woman. But that woman can sing. Like, I'm telling you, she can sing so good. She sings so good in that movie. Irvo. I'm just butchering it. But I love that movie so much. Just, I don't know. Man, I don't even know what to say, really. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but that is just, I give that movie a 10 out of 10. It's just beautiful, beautifully done. The vocals are so on point. And you got to see it. I just absolutely loved it. I loved it. And, some people will judge me and be like, oh, that's so, you know what? And, but I'm like, no, it's not, you know what, for me to like that movie. If you don't know me, I love like romantic movies. I love romantic songs. I'm a sentimental guy, whatever. I'm not afraid to admit that. I do cry during certain movies. And there was a part in that movie that kind of had some jerking on my heartstrings a little bit, Um, but there's this song in particular. You can look it up on YouTube. It's my favorite song from the movie. It's titled "I'm Not That Girl." I just think it's just beautiful. Just a beautiful song. And I like it so much that I'm thinking about kind of changing the lyrics and doing like a male version of it titled "I'm Not That Man." Yeah. So I still got to learn a little more. I don't know the lyrics 100%. If my printer worked worth a crap, I'd print the lyrics out to all these songs I want to sing. I'm going to get that fixed real soon, by the way. Real soon. Because I got so many songs that I love I want to share with y'all that I can't remember the dang lyrics to half the time. But, yeah. But I love the fact that they picked her to play the witch. I think it speaks volume to the storyline. If you see it, it kind of has a double meaning, in my opinion. And I love the fact that, it brings attention to certain things that have been a problem in this country in the past. But another song I like by her is called "Take My People With Me." And have y'all ever seen that? I think it was a TV show called Harriet. And that song is that song's powerful. Man, I did not know this woman could sing like this. I mean, I've heard that song before, but I didn't know that was her. So, but yeah. So I'm like just now discovering her and a lot of her music. And I'm just like, why didn't I know about this woman? Like, she's so good. So, yeah, which I have not seen. I have not seen Harriet yet. But I will. I will get around to watching that. Ow, dang, hit my head. Hit my head, man. Did it knock some sense into you? No, not yet. Keep hitting it. But yeah. But like when I make my movie Different Cowboy, which, many of you know, it's an interracial movie, and it takes place back in the 1860s. I want my movie to be so powerful that it not only like gets people thinking, but I want people to be like, man, I got to see that movie again. Because I like the Wicked movie so much that I already told my daughter we're going to go back and see it again. It's weird because it's kind of like a musical, and I'm not really into musicals, but I will definitely be seeing that again and again and again and again and again and again. No, but they've got 100% my support. Just perfectly done. I live a few towns over from Orange, Connecticut, where the only best candy factory is in the country. Really? Huh. Nice. But my movies, it's gonna be so romantic. because I know how I feel when I see an interracial romantic movie, and when two people from different cultures and different ethnicities can find love despite of everything going on around them. I think that's the most beautiful thing that could be shown in film. That's absolutely beautiful. Nothing compares to that. To me, that's the best love story. When all the odds are against you and everybody's against you, and you've got every reason to say it's easier just to do it this way. But when you say, I'm going to go against what I've been told by other people, I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to follow my heart, and I'm going to love who I want to love, I think that's just the greatest story of all time. And so, this has just given me so much to think about, you know, and I'm just excited. So many things are gonna change, and, you know, yeah, absolutely, and that's why it's like all I write is interracial love stories, and somebody may say, well, you already wrote this book. No, I didn't, because these are different characters in a different time zone, in a different life, and, I mean, the first book is based in the 1860s, and my second book will be in the 1940s. So, big difference in time, almost 100-year difference. And, the couple in the 1940s are going to be dealing with different things. Some things have changed, but they're still going to have struggles and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Thank you for listening to that song. It's just beautiful. I mean, I wear that song out. I listen to it probably 5 times a day, you know. But once I get, I don't know. I love when a man stares at a woman with love and admiration in his eyes, that he adores her. That is what I love about interracial movies. Excuse me. I agree. I absolutely agree. And I was just saying earlier, like, I love to sing, but I wish, like, I want to learn how to write songs. I'm not a good songwriter. I tried it once, and I did a song on here that I wrote myself, and everybody was like, what was that? That was terrible. Take it down. Keep your day job. And just a slew of negative comments. And I took it down, and I stopped singing for like a whole year because I was like so upset with all the negativity, and I was just like, well, dang, dude. All right. That's my first song, like, trying to throw out there. Like, all right, was the melody off, or So I don't know, but I got to learn how to play an instrument too. I don't know how to play anything. But I don't know. I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar this year, and hopefully this time by next year, I could not only be singing the songs, but actually play the guitar to go with it. So doing something right. Yeah. Play piano and guitar, man. I need you to teach me. When I was younger, I used to go to the neighbor's house, Lakeisha. She was the first girl that liked me. I used to go to her house, and she tried to teach me how to play the piano. But, I was more interested in the keys to her heart. Instead of the keys on that piano. But our little flame Didn't last very long. She ended up moving away, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart when she moved, you know. But it's all good. I mean, I've seen her since, so I know a lot of people always say, "Well, you got to find her." I've found her, and I've talked to her, and we've met in person once. She came over with her mom, and because they were, back in town, and but she's not that girl. So, she wasn't, you know, she just wasn't my type. I mean, and plus I'm taken, so that wouldn't have worked anyway, but you know, but I don't know. Trying to think of what we could get into tonight, what we could start singing and singing, and you know, but really want to finish my book very soon. Probably gonna try to finish it this week, and get it out there. Well, I mean, it's gonna take me a minute to. I got to do all the editing and stuff myself because my book, it's very country, I guess you could say, and so some of the wording is not proper grammar because I'm trying to capture the accents of the people and stuff like that. So like I don't say I'm going to. Like I don't even think I say that in my own speech. I always say I'm gonna. Gonna. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So Christmas songs, huh? Man, do I even know any? And the funny thing is, I guess I just hate holidays. I don't know. I hate Christmas music. I can't stand it. But let me see if I let's see. I mean, I know a few unorthodox Christmas songs, Christmas songs, to see how they're so close in words. Christmas country song. Let me think. Alan Jackson's got a few. Like, what's that one song? I only want you for Christmas, baby. I don't need nothing else. I only want you for Christmas, baby. Tie a ribbon around yourself. Oh, tie a ribbon around yourself. Yep. He's got that other one I like. I like that one. I like that one song called Let It Be Christmas. I don't know if I remember it all the way on. How's it go on? Let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let every heart sing and every bell ring. Story of hope and joy and peace. And let it be Christmas, Christmas everywhere. That's about all I got for Christmas songs. Yeah, I don't even think I know Holy Night. I like Mary Did You Know though, but I don't know it like by heart. I used to cry whenever I hear Christmas songs. I miss my family and parents and being with them. Yeah. I mean, to me it's just, I don't know. I've had so many bad Christmases that it just doesn't feel like Christmas anymore. On Christmas, like I've kind of just given up on it, I guess I've just kind of given up on all holidays. I don't really, I don't really celebrate any holidays. I've just always had bad experiences. Even growing up as a kid, I mean, there's a few bad Christmases, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, I guess, and I kind of gave up on it, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it. You've lost that Christmas feeling. Yes, I did. Oh, that holiday feeling. No, but it's all good. I don't get upset about it or anything like that. I mean, if people want to, they want to celebrate holidays and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. You want to be with your family and gifts and lights and I mean all that stuff. That could be fun, but I've just never had that. So but I mean, I don't feel sorry for myself or anything like that. To me, it's almost like holidays are just another day. You know, it's just another day to me. You know, and I mean, I know they say it's Jesus's birthday, but no, it's not. I mean, sorry to burst your bubble. It's not the birthday of Christ. I mean, it's not. It's just not. I mean, I know they had to pick a day to celebrate it. I believe that it is April 1st. Um, there's a Bible in 1776 that gives the date. They have since removed that date. And I was told that that is why they named it April Fool's Day, because they have fooled you into thinking that Christmas Day is the birth of Christ, when really it's April 1st. They fooled you, April Fools. But there's much proof that proves he was not born in December. Hold on one second. It said, like, some guy said something about, he said something about when the Bible says something about the lambs or something, the shepherds were with the lambs, and that means that they would be pregnant or something, and they don't give birth during December. It would be like April or May. It would be somewhere in like the springtime. So you know so it made me rethink a lot of things. So if anything, I kind of celebrate the birth of Christ on April 1st now. But I just don't put the two together anymore. To me, it's almost like Christmas has become its own thing. Like Christmas is like about Santa Claus and trees and lights and all of that. But to me, it's not the birth of Christ or anything like that. So, I mean, just like Easter and stuff, like I don't celebrate Easter. I celebrate Resurrection Sunday. You know, I don't, I don't do Easter egg hunts or anything like that. Uh, I hate Easter. I absolutely hate it. I hated it as a kid. I hated Easter eggs. Uh, it's just, I don't know. I've just never liked any holidays really. Um, the whole painting eggs and boiled eggs. I can't stand boiled eggs. I hate them. I loathe entirely hate Easter. I hate, what I really hate? Those little stupid yellow peeps. I can't stand those. That's one of the reasons why I hate Easter the most. Because everybody's like, oh my God, peeps. I gotta have my peeps. They're so good. And I'm like, no, they taste terrible. I hate peeps. I hate marshmallows. I hate marshmallows. I hate the Easter rabbit, bunny, whatever that is. Peter Cottontail, please. All of that, man. to me, it seems like every Christian thing that there was, they tried to counteract it with something else, you know, to take your attention away from Christ. So at this day and age, I have taken my attention away from that thing, whatever they're trying to, uh, you know, uh, distract you with. I've now pulled away from that thing and I'm focusing on God on these days, you know. So awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's all money and you know, you know, but I mean, few things that I will celebrate. Like I said, I will celebrate um yeah, I know there's a few people that I've talked to but that will not watch the Passion of the Christ. And I almost can't get anyone to because it's so real. People don't want to see it, but if it was up to me, I'd show it every day. I show it every day. I watch it every now and then myself just to remind myself because sometimes I start to drift away from what Christ did for us. And that movie is so raw. Scientists and medical doctors were saying that like this is the closest like image that we would have had to how a crucifixion really went down and what it really would have looked like to be whipped that many times with a cat of nine tails. Because if you don't know, it wasn't just a whip. The Roman whips were called cat of nine tails. So it was like a whip, and would put pieces of metal and shards of bone. They would tie it on the ends of the nine little whips that came out of the one. So when it hits you, it would rip your flesh completely open. So, it's like one whip kind of equals like nine at one time. And I think it says that he took, what was it, 39 whips or something like that? So it's like it would have absolutely shredded his back. Absolutely shredded his back. And I know the actor, Jim Caviezel, when he was playing in the movie The Passion of the Christ, the whip came around the board that was on his back and actually hit him in the ribs or something like that. And it did something to his, I don't know if it ripped his side open or if it broke his ribs or something like that happened. And another weird thing about that movie, he got struck by lightning carrying the cross up the mountain. I think he got struck by lightning twice. Is that what they said? Two times and survived. And then when he was on the cross, he had pneumonia and it almost killed him to do that scene because it was so cold. I mean, there was a lot of crazy things that happened. Like the devil was really working against that movie. And I also heard that one woman saw the crucifixion and she was so freaked out by it, she had a heart attack on the set. So it was like the devil did not want that movie happening. He was doing everything in his power to not let that happen. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. Um, it's pretty incredible. And they're making a part two to it. I think it's going to be called, what is it called? He is Risen or something. Um, or no, maybe they already did that one. It's something about the resurrection of Christ and what happened the 40 days after he rose from the dead. So it's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. But if there is a movie I can also recommend, I can't recommend this movie enough. It is such a good movie. It's based on a true story. It's called The Case for Christ. That is a very entertaining movie. If you want to strengthen your faith, or if you just are wondering, did Jesus exist? Did he die? Did he rise from the dead? This guy named Lee Strobel, I think it was back in the 70s, was a atheist. He was a journalist, and he set out to prove to his wife that her newfound religion, Christianity, was a joke. And because they were both atheists, but she found Christ and joined a church. And she was like, I want you to experience what I'm experiencing. And he's like, no, it's not real. And he's like, you're worshiping someone invisible. And he's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to prove behind her back that this never happened. The crucifixion, the resurrection, it never happened. That Jesus didn't exist. So he travels all over the country, getting artifacts, getting information from medical doctors and scientists and archaeologists and priests and all these things. And he puts all the 6 months. He steps back and he's looking at the billboard of all this evidence he's collected. And he's like, okay, God, I can't even deny this. The evidence is so overwhelming that with him trying to disprove the crucifixion and resurrection and the fact that Jesus existed, he actually proved to himself that there is so much overwhelming evidence for all of it that called The Case for Christ. So if you don't want to see the movie and you like to read, you can get the book probably on Amazon. But yeah, pretty incredible. Stigmata, it has been documented by the Catholic Church. Is that when people start experiencing like the same thing that Jesus went through, like the holes in their hands and feet? And is that what stigmata is? I think I've heard of that. I think there's a movie titled that. Their hands develop holes and bleed. Interesting. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that very much. I don't know what to think of that. I'm gonna look into that though. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that because I'm not gonna say it's not real. I mean, if it's been documented, then and they have proof of this happening. My question would be like, why is this happening? Like is that God doing that? Is that the devil doing that? So I would be interested in like what is, and like what reason would this be if God was doing it to people? Like what is the reason? So I'm gonna research that. I love to do research, is what I found recently. I absolutely love doing research. So yeah. Oh, okay. That's everyone's question. Yeah, that's a strange thing though. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's God showing them so they can tell other people that, hey, Jesus is real and he really went through this. And I don't know. The 3 children who Mary spoke to and did the miracle with the son to the people to show it was really happening. Huh. That is the devil doing that. And you have people practice voodoo. Could be. Some things are just unexplainable. Yeah, because isn't it like in the movie or something? Isn't it the devil that's doing that to her or something? I've only seen like 10 minutes of the movie, but yeah. That's the boy she chose. And heaven knows I'm not that man. Yeah, see? Instead of I'm not that girl, I'm not that man. I think I'm going to learn the whole song and I'm going to do it. I think many times we question too much. We should just have faith. It's in our human nature to wonder. That's true. Yeah, it's just like my pastor said today. He's like, you're not always going to get the answer. You know, he was like, how did he say it? He's like, it's not your job to try to figure out how something's going to be, like how God's going to do something. It's just our job to believe it. You know, like if God says he can do it, then he can do it, you know. And I believed it. You know, when he said that, I said, you know what? That's right. I'm not gonna stress about my situation or anything like that. I was like, Lord, you're in control. Then boom, right after I got out of church, things changed. And I said, wow, man, you know, sometimes when you let go, that's when God can fix your situation. Yes, some of us, we gotta let go of what we're trying to make happen. You just gotta admit, I cannot do this. There's nothing I can physically do to change my situation right now. So I give it to you. You know. Yep, it's true. Let go and let God. Yep. Yep, because I have found in my own life too many times I hold on to something and I won't let him have it. He's like, just give it to me. And I'm like, nope, can't. I can't. I can't afford to let this problem go. And he's like, just give it to me. I will fix it. Nope, I don't know if you can. I don't know. I've got to hold on to it for another 5 weeks. I don't know. It's like you let go and it's like, there you go, I fixed it. It's like, what? I didn't know you could do that. And he's like, I told you all through my word I could do this. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, I did it for you last time. And the time for that, the time for that, the time for that. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm a human, so I forget. You know. And it's like too often we forget what God has done for us in the past. You know, he does something really, really big for us in the past. He solves a big problem. And then another big problem comes along 6 months later. And then we're like, well, God can't do this, though. I got to figure it out. I got to stress about it. And I got to figure out how to do this myself. It's like, you know, and I'm guilty of that too, all the time. You know, but I don't know. I'm just at this age in my life, like I'm just done. I'm done trying to figure everything out. I'm done. Then the preacher said something today. Um, he used all these big words. I don't know, something about I don't know. Some 2 words that started with a C. But basically we have to stop saying, how can I? And I'm not capable of making this happen. I don't have the resources. So basically, like, it doesn't matter if you have the resources or anything like that, because God is outside of you. He is outside of space, time, and matter. He doesn't need what you have. You need what he has. And he has unlimited power to change your situation around no matter what you're going through. If you have sickness in your body and the doctor tells you you can't be healed, I've got a news flash for you. That's not the final report. God has the final report. God has the final say so. God has everything that your body needs that he can supernaturally give you to heal you from your head to the soles of your feet. If you need financial breakthrough, doesn't matter if uh if you I don't know. It doesn't matter if you it doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't even think right now. You don't always need everything to get a good job because God can supply all your needs. God can give you whatever you need to get that position you're trying to get, you know? And some people are sitting there tonight and they say, well, I want to get a college degree, but I don't have the funds to go to college, you know? And so they count themselves out. They say, I'll never go to college because I don't have the money to do it. Don't ever say that, because God can change your life in a split second. You could have all the money you need. You could have the opportunity you need. You know, it's that simple. We got to stop limiting God. He's God for a reason. If you could figure everything out on your own, and if you could fix every single problem you have, there would be no need for God. The truth is, you can't fix every problem you have. You can't. I can't either. There are just certain things that are outside of my reach that I like, hey, I can't do anything about this. But I know who can. I know a guy. You know? And the Bible says, call upon me and I will answer you. Some of us aren't calling upon him. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. My question is, do you need something tonight? And if you do, have you been trying to figure out how to get it on your own? Maybe you've gone 6 months without asking God. Maybe that's the problem. Remember, he says you have not because you ask not. Call upon me and I will answer you. Whatsoever you ask in my name, Jesus said, I will do it. I will give you all the desires of your heart. Some of you have never heard that verse. I know there was a point in time I'd never heard that verse till I was like 17. I'd never read that in the Bible. No one ever told me. And I remember I got so excited when I seen that. And I said, man, here it is written in red. Jesus said, I want to give you all the desires of your heart. I said, what? I said, man, he really cares about me then. He doesn't just want me to be a robot that worships him. He wants me to have what I want. He's telling me to ask him for the desires of my heart, and he'll give it to me. He said that he has great joy when he sees me prosper. So he wants me to prosper. So he wants you to prosper. The Lord takes great joy in your prosperity. That's a good thing. I'm glad he doesn't take great joy in my poverty. So maybe it'll change. At least it doesn't say that. Oh, man. But yeah. That'd be kind of cruel. No, I understand. Why am I still like this? No, let's see. Sorceress laws prohibited various forms of witchcraft. Yep. You call upon God, you have to put your ego to sleep. That's right. Put it in a headlock. But yeah, you know, I want y'all to be with me on this. I made a proclamation today, and this goes for all of you. I want everybody watching to make the same proclamation. Because I made this proclamation this morning, and things did change. I said to myself, I'm not waiting till January the 1st. So I'm not waiting. I said today. Starting today, it changes. Today is the start of the next 365 days. And I want you to say the same thing. Today is the day my life changes. I'm not waiting on another holiday. I'm not waiting on New Year's Eve to make my proclamation. What's a holiday going to change? It's up to me. It's up to you. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:21, your tongue has the power of life and death. The Bible also says what you say is very powerful. It also says in another verse, what you say will happen. And get your mindset right too. The Bible also says, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man or woman thinketh, so is he, so is she. What do you see yourself as right now today? Do you see yourself going through the next 365 days in the same boat that you're in? Or do you see yourself reaching new heights? Do you see yourself going where God wants you to go? Because God will take you places you never even dreamed of. I'm telling you, that is the truth. Let it be today. Wait. God didn't say wait. You can make that choice today. Go against what the world says. The world is telling you to wait till January the 1st to do your New Year's resolution, blah, blah, blah. Do it tonight. Don't follow the world. Let this month be the greatest month that you've had all of your life. And let every month after that be better and better and better. So if I ask you, how's your day? You can say better than yesterday, not as good as tomorrow. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I've heard of that book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. 3, 6, 9, and 12 months plan. Yep. That's right. And, I want everybody to do the same thing. What Angie's talking about, we need to be setting goals. And, that way, when something happens, or you put a goal out here, you tell us you got a goal of doing this, then we want to pray. We want to pray with you. We want to pray for you. I want to see your goal. I want to see you reach your goals. I want everybody on this channel to win. There's no losers on this channel. This channel is for winners. We're all going to win this year. Everybody watching, all 14 of you, I speak that over you right now in the name of Jesus. I speak blessings over you. In the name that is above every name. I speak that over you. Maybe no one's ever done that. Maybe no one's ever prayed for you. And it did. Awesome. Because the biggest battle you'll ever fight is fought right here in your mind. If you can break out of that mindset, and I'm talking to myself too, If you can break out of that mindset that has imprisoned you for years, then you're unstoppable. Absolutely. Brungo says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. That's right. If this is going to be your greatest year, starting today, the next 365 days, if this is going to be your most successful, your most financially blessed, your most goal reached year, I want you to type in the comments, it will. Because it's going to be. Claim it. And say it out loud. Say, it will be my best year. I'm saying it with you. It will be my best year. You know, and again, my pastor said this morning, you got to surround yourself with people that believe with you. And my whole life, I've had people that believed against me, people that spoke down on me, and people that have spoken against this channel, against my relationships, against my career choices, against my book that I wrote. They tried to tell me not to publish it. It was a bad idea. And, you know, you can't let people stop you like that. You got to do your own thing and surround yourself with people that do support you. Surround yourself with people that will pray for your healing. Surround yourself with people that will support your book. And not only buy it, but read it. You know, I wouldn't want someone just buying my book but not reading it. You know, if you buy my book, I want to know what you thought. And I want your honest to God opinion about what my book, how did it make you feel? Because I'm going to ask you, if you say you bought it, I'll give you a little bit of time. And I'm going to ask you, what'd you think? What was your favorite part? You know? So, yeah. It will. Amen. I see y'all's comments. Everybody commenting. 2020 thrive. That's right. And I just pray for y'all right now. Father, in the name of Jesus, come to you. And I just pray for everybody that is watching right now, Lord, that you would fulfill every request, every desire of their heart, every need that they have right now, that you would meet that need because you are still the provider that you promised to be. You are still the great physician. You are still the healer. You are still the deliverer. You are still the King of Kings. You are still the good shepherd. You are still the Prince of Peace. You are still the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega. You are still everything that we need. So we call upon you, as you said. You said, call upon me and I will answer. So, Lord, I call upon you and I ask that you just pour out your Spirit. I ask that you just pour out blessings on each and every person that has made that proclamation tonight. Even if they didn't type it in the comments, Lord, you know their heart. I know everybody doesn't want to comment on here, but they watch me. So, Lord, I just pray that you see their heart. You know their heart. Maybe they said it out loud to you. Lord, I just ask that you honor their proclamation because they're stepping out in faith. They're stepping out in faith this year, that this starting today would be their very best year. So Lord, I just plead the blood of Jesus over them. I ask for protection over them and their families this year. I ask that the people that are trying to start businesses, that you would just bless their businesses. The ones that have a business right now, bless them. The ones that have jobs, that are working 2 jobs sometimes, I ask that you bless them, give them strength. The ones that are weary right now, there's people right now, Lord, that are watching, they're weary. They're depressed. They're lonely this holiday season. I ask that you just bless them exceedingly and abundantly, and that you show them that you are still God, that you are still on the throne. I ask that you reveal yourself to the people who are watching tonight that don't know you. I ask that they would come to know you as their Lord and Savior, and that they would experience the joy and the peace that all the others have in you. And I just, again, Lord, just pour out your blessings. We know that no word from you will ever fail. No word from God will ever fail. If you said it, we believe it, we receive it tonight. Lord, let everybody's lives change this year, starting tonight. I ask that you give them the Abrahamic blessing, Lord. You said, I will give you barns you didn't build. I will give you houses you didn't build. I will give you vineyards you didn't plant. I will give you wells you didn't dig. Lord, I ask that you bless them with that Abrahamic blessing. I ask that you pour out your Spirit on all of them. Give them all their heart's desires, Lord. Let this be the greatest year because they have faith in you. And we understand that all good things come from the Lord. All good things come from you. And we know when we acknowledge that apart from you, we can do nothing, as your word says. So, Lord, I just pray for those that are brokenhearted, that are lonely, that are hurting, that have financial problems, Lord. Open up the windows of heaven and pour out such a blessing they cannot contain it. As you promised in Malachi, Lord, just bless them right now. Let this be the greatest year of their lives. Bless their families. Let them be so blessed that by them, their friends and families would be blessed as well. And they would look at them, and the friends and families would say, surely the God that they serve is the Lord. Let them be a light for you and me as well, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray and ask. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm telling y'all. Life is getting better, ain't it? Starting right now. Starting right now. Just remember, you got somebody praying for you. Each and every one of you. You've got somebody that loves you. You've got somebody that prays for you. And there's a God in heaven that sees you right where you are in your situation. He sees you and he loves you. He loves you so much. He loves you so much. And I love each and every one of y'all too. I mean, seriously, without y'all, there would be no Cup of Joe show. I'd be sitting here talking to myself, looking stupid. And I'm not one of those people to talk to myself. You know? But, yeah, you know, I'd be sitting here. But here I am, and y'all have decided to spend a little bit of y'all's time with me tonight. I sure appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Amen. That's right. That's a little odd. Ain't it? Hey, I love y'all too. Wonder why that person would say that. Interesting. Hey, I love you too. Yeah. Huh. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide. Is it roll away? Roll in? Roll away. I don't know. I don't really know that song too much. But, oh. Yeah. Hey, love you too. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Watching the Cup of Joe show. Nothing else to do, don't you know? Down, down, down. Hey, love you too. But, yeah. How many of y'all, I know y'all aren't going to like this song, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh. Okay, must be a different way of talking or something, because our language is a little different. Must be yeah. But Texas. Sipping on a cup of Joe. Hey, I like that. Sipping on a cup of Joe, watching the Cup of Joe show. Ah, very old saying. Ah, okay. Oh, thank you, Cadet. I appreciate that. I thought he was calling me a bum or something. What do you mean for my bumming? But I guess that makes sense. But yeah, Texas. But I'm gonna sing a little bit of this song. I know y'all are gonna hate it. I don't know why everybody hates her, and everybody hates this song. So just let me know if you hate her. Here we go. I'm trying to think of the lyrics. Here we go. And I can't believe you're hurting me. I met your new man. What a difference. What you see in him, you ain't seen in me. But I guess it was all just make-believe. Finish it. I'm not... You already know, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna try that, but, I like that song. I like her. Keisha Cole. I'm gonna say her name. Keisha Cole. Don't throw any knives at me. I don't know what the beef is with everybody not liking her. But, I like it. I like a couple of her songs, you know? You know, never knew what I was missing, but I knew once we start kissing. Should be all right. Meh. Don't recall the song, but you sound good. Well, thank you. Love. Oh, man. I found you. I found you. So grating to me. Oh, yeah. And I like that. Oh, and I remember when my heart broke. I remember when I said I hated you. My heart couldn't take no more of you. I was sad and lonely. I remember when I stormed out. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics now. But I was sad and lonely. There was a time when nobody else could show me anything but what I knew was wrong, and I didn't know it at all. Or something like that. I don't remember this song. Oh, I remember when my heart broke. Sometimes you just gotta throw things in there and make it work, right? I thought I knew every song. This must be new. Yeah. That's an old one. No, thank you. See, nobody likes it. I don't get it. I don't get it. She's so good. But I'm just a boy. I don't know how it hurts. I like that song. If I was a boy. Yeah. I like that song. A lot of people don't like that song either. Who's the singer? Of the ones I was singing a while ago, that's Keisha Cole. Yeah, those are two old songs. Sad and Lonely, and what's the name of that other one? Is it Love? Or is it I Found You? Something like that. Sent from heaven. Sent from heaven. But yeah. I like a couple of Beyonce songs. I used to be really into Destiny's Child, you know. And that's a group from like the late 90s, early 2000s. For those of you who don't know, I'm not actually into somebody's kid named Destiny's Child. It's a group. I know not everybody knows who they are. Next song, please and thank you. Oh man. I'm going down the wrong road tonight. I better stick to the yellow brick road, right? Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Keisha Cole, Destiny's Child, and Beyonce, oh my. Oh man. But you know my favorite song, What Made Me Fall in Love? Because I am in love with Miss Kelly Rowland. When Dilemma came out, oh man, my stepdad showed me that song, and she was looking down at Nelly, saying, "Nelly, I love you. Nelly, I need you." I didn't hear Nelly. I heard JoJo. I was like 8 years old, and it was like, "JoJo, I love you, and I need you. JoJo, I love you. I do. And it's more than you'll ever know. And that's for sure. You can always count on my love forevermore." I said, yes, she's singing to me. I knew she was looking out that window at me. You know. And then she was in Freddy vs. Jason. And the deleted scene, she kisses that white guy on the lips. And it's kind of like an interracial thing, you know. He gets killed in the end, and she kisses him. And I was like, oh, my heart. I was in the 6th grade when that movie came out. Can y'all believe that? Kind of gives away my age. But I was that guy, though, you know. I was the dude dying up against a tree. And I was like, man, I just pictured myself as that guy, you know. I was like, he's lucky. And he's just like, Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. But yeah, she kissed him and he just died, you know. That may be your motivation. She was. And she was. That's a song too. Yeah. Dude, you're gonna blind me. Blinded by the light. I'm filming you. Get out of here, boy. Get out of here, boy. What you doing? Yeah, I don't really like motivation. Actually, I hated that song. Weird, ain't it? I do, man. And it's more than you ever know. No, I don't know. I'm not really into Kelly Rowland now. I was into her back then, like her look back then when she had kind of like shorter hair and the red in her hair, and you know that was like that's my type, you know. So, but yep. I don't really like motivation. She motivated me more back then than she does now. Maybe I don't. I'm very different from everybody else. You know, everybody will say, well, I don't like her back then. I loved her back then. You know, Justin Timberlake. Yeah. What's that? What was that other, was that NSYNC that was like, now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah. You are my fire, the one desire. The only time I ever got up on stage and sang a song, it was that one. But I was with a group of other men, and we were doing some heavy sinning that night, heavy drinking, and something compelled me, probably the devil, to get up and sing that on the stage with like 5 other men. And I'll never do that again, by the way. And there's pictures of it. How embarrassing. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. Stay on the path of righteousness, folks. You'll have less embarrassment. Yeah. One of those crazy, crazy nights. I don't do that anymore. I am refined. Did the song very special. Nice. But now I want to say this. Music is such a huge part in my life, and really just in the past, I don't know, 3 months or so, I've really gotten into music so much more. Like where I really break down lyrics. I listen very closely to what a song is saying. I listen very closely to the melody. I listen very closely to the harmony, all of that. The vocals, the vocal range somebody can hit, notes they can hit. I just dissect every song I hear. And it's like before I used to just listen to music and it was like the normal thing to do. But I have really been critiquing music, and in my research and in my studies, in my personal opinion, you may disagree, but in my personal opinion, there is nobody on this earth. Get ready for this? Nobody on this earth that can sing like a black woman. I mean, that's just my honest to God opinion. Like, I have listened to Celine Dion sing. Yeah, she's great, but I mean, sorry. You don't stand a chance against a black woman. I mean, I just believe, really, I mean, when I say that they are the treasure of the earth, I really mean it. I really, really do. And with that being said, let me tell you, every black man that I've ever met can sing. It's like a gift. It's like a gift from God. Like, every black dude I have ever met can sing so good. Like, I don't even know. Like, not every white guy can sing, but every black guy can sing. So, that's pretty cool. But black women, in my opinion, hands down, nobody can even compare. They can hit vocal ranges like nobody. It's just not possible for other people to hit the ranges that they can hit. Oh, where's my light? I mean, it's just not possible. Here I am. My hat's all beat up. I'm about to get a new hat this week. There's some muscle for y'all. Yeah, let me find the right angle here. Yeah. Some triceps. Yep. Oh. Yep, look at those delts. Look at them delts coming in. Oh, something's coming. Yeah. So here I am. Down, down, down. That's right. But y'all, telling y'all, and you don't hear it enough. You don't hear it enough. Black women are God's gift. God's gift to the earth. No offense to any other ethnicities watching, but that's my opinion. Y'all are wonderful. I'm telling you. Dude, don't even get me started, because there's so much to be said about black women. I start talking about black women, my heart starts fluttering. It's just I don't know. I don't want to, Barbara Streisand. All right, I'm going to screenshot that. I'm going to look that up. I've never heard of her. Yeah, I do. I mean, like in the Wicked movie, and I'll say this because it's in the movie trailer, right? So it's not a secret. When Cynthia, the witch, puts her hand on the dude's face, she puts her hand across his face and kind of runs her hand across his face. My heart was like, oh, yes, fall in love, do something, kiss, anything. I thought that was so romantic. The way they were looking at each other, the way he's looking at her. Have y'all seen this? If you haven't, look up the trailer and just look at how he looks at her and how she's looking at him. That's so beautiful. It's so romantic. I can't get over it. A moment like that is just so beautiful. And I'm going to reenact that moment, actually. I'm going to do a picture. She doesn't know it yet, but she's going to do it. We're going to do a picture like we're going to do a picture. And I just need a hand, literally I just need a hand. But it's so beautiful. I just I'm weird. I don't know. Maybe that's weird, but let me tell you something. Can I be honest with y'all? Can I be straight up? That, to me, somebody just touching like that, her touching his face, is so beautiful and so romantic. something like that to me is better than something sexual. Just the physical touch and how they're looking into each other's eyes. Romance to me is more important than sex itself. And I think, that's why I'm like blushing over this movie, as dumb as it sounds. I know that underneath the makeup and everything, that's a black woman and he's a white man. And there's some chemistry going on right there. And just to be honest, you don't see that much in movies. You do not see that very often in movies. So I'm so thrilled that they chose her to play this role, and they went a different route than what I figured they would if they ever did a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. I thought they would, try to use a white woman and keep it the way it was. But I'm so thrilled because, back then it was like black women didn't have the opportunity to be in Hollywood movies and stuff. And if they did, they weren't credited, they weren't paid, So I think by them using her, I think it makes a huge statement of, how things have changed. And I love that. So, okay, Joe, I love you. However, have you not heard of Barbara? Still love you. She's in MJ status. I don't think I have. I have to look her up too. I don't think I have Barbara. But yeah, I mean, I saw that and I was just like, man, what's better than that? And it's like society, we've gotten so far away from that. I'm telling you, like when I I like to watch older movies, not necessarily like old movies, but movies that they could be new, but they take place back in the day. So, like, for example, you watch a movie that's based in the 50s. The boy will take a girl on a date. Then he walks her up to the door, right? And it's like he's got to try to even work for the first kiss, And like just to get a kiss was so incredible. Just to hold a girl's hand was such a big deal back then. Like, oh man, we're holding hands. We're watching a movie, we're holding hands. And like you'd go home to your buddies and be like, hey, I got to hold hands with her. And they're like, what? Man, that's awesome. And it seemed like love was so real back then. It's so romantic. You had to work up to all these things. And I think that's what made love so great. And now it's sad, but true. But it's so sad that men these days, guys these days expect women to have sex with them the first day they meet them. They're expecting something. They're expecting something sexual the very first date. And I can't stand that. That's ridiculous. That's shameful. It's shameful that there's not enough men that are out here that are like, I want to go the traditional way. I want to work just to get your kiss. I want to know you before I make love to you. And they don't even call it that these days. They use another word I'm not going to use, but if we could get back to that, where you have to work just to get a kiss, and you spend time getting to know each other and build that chemistry first, I think that would make the ladder of the relationship much, much better. Yeah. You know, but the sad thing is, there's not a lot of guys out there like that for women. You know, I mean, I'm one of them. I'm, you know, I'm a man that I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not one of these people that I don't expect anything out of a woman. You know, I don't expect anything that she's not willing to give out of her own, you know, point blank period. I'm not expecting anything because that's her choice. But, even if she tried to come on to me the very first date, my integrity, my chivalry, my morals, I'm going to say no. Hey, look, you know, I'm not that type of guy. I'm sorry, but I'm a man and I'm a traditionalist and I don't want to do that. And that's what I did. I have said that before. And I have proven that. What's that noise? That's a weird noise. Huh. Anyway. Exactly. Let's see. Let me answer your question here. I have a question. Why do guys always compare you to other women? I have experienced that before. Is there a reason why men do that? Well, and I know what you're talking about because I've heard that. Well, my ex-girlfriend did this for me. Well, my ex-girlfriend did that for me. And you don't do what she did. I mean, if I was you, I'd say, okay, I'm not her. I mean, you're right. I don't do what she did because I'm not her. You know? And I mean, really, that's a stupid thing when men say that to women. And when they try to compare you to another woman, because is he like every other guy, I mean, maybe he is these days. Most of these guys are, they are what they are, but you know, it's sad because guys are not always men these days. And what I see is there's more good women than there are good men. Because a lot of these boys out here, they want to be immature, and I have found that women are still trying to hold it down. They're still trying to be ladies for the most part, and they are getting the short end of the stick, you know. And I don't know, maybe it's always been that way for women. I'm not sure because I'm not a woman. I can only speak for what I see, but I do see that most women are getting the short end of the stick because they're ending up with guys that are no good. They're ending up with guys that don't treat them the way they should be treated. There's so many queens that are with peasants and losers and bums. And, I'm telling you, I know a few. I know a few women that are with men. They're with guys that they have absolutely no business being with them. And it's like, yeah, they don't want to listen because they've been beat down their whole life by other guys. They've been told they're unattractive. They've been told they're stupid. They've been beat physically. They've been told they're all these bad things, and they have no self-confidence, so they don't know. they don't see what I see, right? So when a real man looks at them, a real man is going to see the beauty in them. But when a boy looks at them, a boy is going to try to point out flaws or things that he thinks is wrong with you. And so if a guy ever comes up to you talking crap and trying to say this and that and that and the other, just be like, look, you're not the guy for me then. If you don't find me attractive, then you're not the guy for me. You don't have to take it personally or anything like that. You just keep moving. Because God's got somebody better for you. If if you are with a guy and he's starting this shit, get rid of him. Get rid of him. I mean, it's that simple. Kick his ass to the curb. You know? That's all he is. I mean, yeah, do not settle. And that's why I'm single. Not for lack of meeting men, but I pick and choose. Sorry, not sorry. And you should do that. Every woman watching should do that. You know, you got to look at yourself as you are very, very valuable. You know, you are so valuable. You are, I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all what I think of y'all. I think y'all are the treasure of the earth, you know, and treasure is expensive. Jewels are expensive. If you are the jewels, if you are a jewel, don't sell yourself short. Don't let anybody just come along and, you know, try to sweep you off your feet when they don't even have a broom. I mean, there's some of these dudes are trying to mop you off your feet or something. I don't know. They just come and try to tackle you off your feet. Like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you treat a woman. What the hell are you doing? It's not how you treat a lady. You know? And it's sad these days that guys are just so okay with not being a man. They take no pride in trying to be a man. They think just because what they have between their legs makes them a man, that's wrong. Let me tell you something. Being a male is a matter of birth. Being a man is a matter of choice. I'm going to say that again. Maybe some of y'all want to write this down to show your boyfriends or show some guys that are trying to get with y'all or something like that. Being a male is a matter of birth. Being a man is a matter of choice. You have to choose to be a man. Every day you wake up, you make that choice. Because I've seen some guys that were doing right and then chose to do wrong. Chose to be very immature and leave their families, cheat on their wives, you know, start messing up and become a total piece of crap. That's happened many times. It may have happened to some of y'all. So a man has to make a choice every day that he's going to continue to be a man. That he's going to continue to not just be the man he is, but strive to be a better man tomorrow. That's what a real man does. That's what I do every night. I think about my day. I go over my day in my mind. Did I hurt anybody? Was I unkind to somebody? Could I improve in this area, that area? You know, do I feel like I fulfilled my purpose that day? You know, where am I lacking? You know, things like that. And you know, and I just, every day I just try to be a better man, you know. And it's unfortunate that there's guys out here that don't even think that way. They don't think that way. I'd say probably about 90% of males do not think that way. Because I don't want to sit here and say I'm the only man, because I'm not. Obviously, I'm not. There's many men out here, but the problem is a lot of them are taken. They're married with families. Um, but the good news is there's a lot of men that are single and they're looking for women like you, looking for a woman like you. Some men are followers. They want to mess up their relationship to compete with their friends. Those are weak men. Absolutely. That's very true. And the thing is, I mean, you see it all over TV, movies, social media, all that. When your wife or girlfriend is at home and home dude's hanging out with the boys and she's like calling because she wants him home and wants attention, and he's just hitting the ignore button, or he's like, yeah, I'm hanging out with the boys, I'll be home later. And so she's left alone at home with no attention, lonely, no love, and he values his friends more than he values his woman. If a guy is doing that to you, leave him. That tells you everything you need to know right then and there. If a man values his friends more than he values you, you should be first in his life. Because when he walks in the door and he's expecting things from you, he's expecting a meal to be on the table, he's expecting you to take his boots off when he sits down and rub his feet, give him a bath, give him a massage, and then do things when y'all get in the bed, you better make sure he's valuing you just as much as you value him. Because if not, then the relationship is going to be unequal. If you're giving 100% and he's giving 25%, that is unfair to you. It's not right. And you don't have a man. You have a boy. So I would encourage you to find a man. Now, you can point this out to him, and that guy's got a choice. He's either got a choice to change and become the man you know he could be, or he chooses to stay the same. Then he can go date his little friends that he likes to hang out with. That's what I'd say to him. What's going on, daughter of the King of Kings? I like that name. So, tonight, we're spitting facts. This is just, I'm coming to y'all from a man's perspective, I'm just telling y'all the way I see it. When I was in college, I started writing a book titled The In-Depth Journey of the Male Physique, or Psychic. I received so much criticism, I stopped writing it. I was told a female can't write a topic about that. Wow. Interesting. I would say continue it. Because I'm telling you as a man, I think you can. Because you see things from a different perspective. Just like, I think it's actually good, because you're from the outside looking in. And the problem with a lot of men, and I've been guilty of this too, is we don't listen. I listen a lot more now than I did back then. Because what I have found to be true is usually women can see what we don't see. Women look at things differently than men. They look at the bigger picture. When I have been on job sites, my ex-girlfriend Alicia that works with me, sometimes I would be overthinking something, and she'd say, well, why don't you do it this way? And I'm like, no, 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 that's not going to work. I'm trying to think. And I would shut her up and shut her down. And this was like 10 years ago, not now. This is back when I was a real big piece of crap. And I would discredit any idea she had. And then I would go and screw something up, and I'd step back, and I was like, you know what? I think you were right. I think we should have done it your way. And she would get so mad at me, rightfully so. So now I listen to her every job. I ask her opinion. Hey, what do you think we should do, on this job, that job, whatever? We're partners now. See, back then, I was a boy. I was a fool. I was trying to discredit her because she was a woman. And that was a dumb thing to do. I was told you are thinking too much or overthinking situations. But, it's just like a lot of these men, they say, well, man, I can't figure women out. I don't get them. They're wired differently than us. This, that, and the other. Let me tell you something. I don't think women are hard to figure out. I think that men just don't listen. Because what I have found is I used to think that way too. Man, I don't get her. I don't get her. And she didn't get me because I didn't listen. So here's the truth. When I started listening, I started figuring women out. But if you don't listen, how can you pass the test if you're not listening in class? The teacher's trying to teach you something, you don't listen, and you get handed the test. Man, I can't figure this out. What in the hell? I was like, well, dude, you ain't been listening. Of course you can't figure it out. Man, this test is just different. It's like, it ain't hard to figure out what your woman wants. All you gotta do is listen. She'll tell you. And that's what I have found. And ever since I started listening, my life has gotten so much easier. I'm telling you, so much easier. Just to any men that may be watching right now, just listen, and a woman will tell you exactly what she wants. I can't figure her out. I can't figure out what she wants from me. First, she wants you to listen. Y'all remember that Beyonce song, Listen? Alicia played that for me one time. When we were on a job site, she was mad at me because I didn't listen to her and I screwed something up. And she played it on the radio. And I was listening to the song. And I had my back turned to her. I was doing something. And then I said, wait a minute. I said, these lyrics sound like she's trying to say something to me. She played this on purpose. And I turn around and she's just giving me this go to hell look. And I was just like, yeah. And she left me shortly after that. Just like the song said. If you don't, because you won't, listen. Yep. So, so every man is going to make mistakes. So I've made a lot myself. I'm by no means am I perfect or anything like that. I've made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes. But the difference between a boy and a man is a boy continues to make those mistakes. And a man says, show me where I went wrong and help me understand so I don't do it again. He says to his woman, if I have offended you, help me understand because I don't want to do it again. Maybe even he doesn't see that he was wrong. Maybe, and advice to, men in here as well. You don't always have to argue your points. I mean, I guess this could go both ways. If you're mad at your spouse, just if they are offended, instead of being so defensive and trying to argue your point and why you said what you said, just ask them like, okay, I see you are offended by what I did or what I said, but can you help me understand how I offended you so that I can understand where you're coming from? instead of me trying to explain to you my point. Well, because then it's like I'm discrediting how you feel, and so that's going to make you feel even worse. So she's going to feel even worse because you're trying to argue your point. Well, I said this because it's true, and this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah, but you're not giving her a chance to explain to you why she feels the way she feels. So that's just as important. So, when I come into a problem where I have offended somebody that I care about, I try to, I don't want to do that thing again. Because if it's hurt somebody I care about, I don't want to do that. Like, why would I want to do that? I don't want to continue to hurt somebody. I don't want to. I don't want to be offensive. I don't want to be rude. But like, help me to understand, you know, how I hurt you, so I want to feel what you feel. I want to put myself in your shoes. You know. So I don't feel like I don't feel like people do that enough these days. So so that's what I try to do. And I just try to encourage other men to do that as well. Because if you can go through life doing that, then you can understand each other a lot better. And that would erase so much conflict. That's something, when I was married, I never asked my wife, why do you feel the way you do? Okay, now here's why I feel how I do. It was always, we just argued our point of view, and we would argue for 3 hours straight. Go to bed mad at each other, wake up and start fighting about it again. And nothing ever got solved. That's why we're not together today. So, so, but I just wish that, but I mean, it's all good, I just hope with what I've said tonight, maybe there's a guy watching, and maybe some of the advice I gave tonight will help somebody, because if I can help a guy to try to become a better man, if I can help a man become a better man, then I know that I'm helping a woman out there somewhere. And that's what I want to do. I want to help women. I believe in treating women the way they should be treated, the way that they were originally supposed to be treated. They're supposed to be loved. They're supposed to be protected. They're supposed to be provided for and cared for and treated like a lady. So that's the most important thing to me. So, yep. Yep, that's true. Yeah, it is, and I mean, that's the thing. Just never, because I've done this I've done this before too. I used to date out of desperation. Just anybody that asked me out, I would say yes, yes, because I have to be with somebody. I can't stand to be single. So whether you're good for me, whether you're bad for me, whether you're my type or not, doesn't matter. I need a girlfriend. I need a woman on my arm. So that's not a good thing. Um, and if you're looking for somebody to date, really find out and maybe write down some of the things you're looking for in a man. Because if you can get a mental picture of who you're looking for, then it's going to be a lot easier to weed out the bad ones. You know, just be like, yeah, well, I'm looking for a guy that's tall, has skills, treats me like the queen I am, and realize I said treats me like the queen I am. You have to know who you are before you let him tell you anything. Because there are guys out here that will try to tell you who you are, but you have to be sure of who you are before they even start running their mouth. Because if you know who you are, then nothing they say can change the fact that you are who you know you are. And you can just tell them, like I said, go take a hike. To put it mildly, you can say whatever, but you know, go kick rocks. Just say it like that for you too, right? And really, I mean, it's not a bad thing, because I mean, if you're single, and who was it? The Apostle Paul, he said that I would have it that you stay single, but only get married if you can't stand burning with lust or something like that, because he was single. And he's like, it's good to be single because I have more time to spend with God and focus on God and focus on doing the right thing. And, so those of you who are Christians, it's not a bad thing. The world these days is going to try to tell you it's a bad thing, but you got to remember, this world is full of idiots. Like, nothing that people have to say, you know, a lot of times, a lot of what these people have to say, it doesn't matter. What matters is what does God say? I don't think being single is a bad thing at all. You know, it allows you to focus on you, to focus on your career, to focus on what you want, to get your life together. Like me, I've never been single more than, I don't know, more than a month. I think the longest I've ever gone was 4 weeks being single, maybe. But I've always been with a woman, some way or form, shape, or I've always, um, and I mean that's not always the best thing to do. Just being honest with you, uh, I mean after I got divorced, I was just like, you know, like the next day I was with someone else. Like I was like, okay, I'm single and I can't be single. I was one of those people's like, I was like, I can't be single. I got to be with somebody. I have to have a woman beside me. So I didn't give myself time to heal. I got divorced and I got immediately into a relationship with Alicia. For like the fourth time, we got back together, and it just didn't work out again. We were together maybe 2-3 months, and things just started going south again. I guess because I didn't take time to heal from that. You know, um, so. But I guess I should have took some time to be single and kind of figure out, like where do I go from here? I'm not married now. Um, so yeah, yeah, I could understand that. Yeah, that's true, Daphne, because and I think that's what I did. I depended on other people to make me happy, you know. And like I said, well, I haven't said this, but I have just recently learned that I really like who I am. I really like me. I like me. I like what I like, and I don't care if anybody else likes me. I used to be somebody that I needed everybody to like me. I was a people pleaser, and I needed every single person to like me. And if I got any negative comments, it really affected me. But, I've just kind of recently learned that it's okay to be me. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be, even when some people watch my lives and they comment, "You're a weirdo." Okay. I mean, if that's your perception of me these days, I'm okay with that. But like a couple years ago, if they would have said that, I'd been very upset. And I would be thinking, well, maybe I need to stop doing this or stop doing that and stop being me. And, you know, it's just like, I like me. People like me, you know? I mean, I assume that everybody that's watching right now likes me because I mean, I know y'all. Y'all have been watching me. All of y'all been watching me for a while. So, and I think part of that was y'all. Y'all have helped me embrace who I am, because I mean, I've always been like, yeah, I've always loved black women, and that's always been my message. Like, yeah, I love black women. That'll never change. But when it came to other things, I was very embarrassed to sing during lives and stuff. I never did that. I didn't start doing that till like 4 months ago. You know, but y'all have built my confidence up where I'm so confident that it's like, somebody gets in here and they say something, they don't like my singing. Hey, that's okay. My style of music and the way I do songs is not for everybody. That's perfectly okay. You know, it's not to say I don't want to love a man again, but I cannot settle or just be with as someone just because. I agree. Since I absolutely love myself, I'm grateful for being single. So many people wanted to send me on dates, and I had to give them the look. Oh, they got the look. They got the look. I could just hear her saying, "No, thank you." Hey, I love y'all too. And thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. God put this thing in me to want the right one and ended up in long-term relationships that meant a lot to me, but not with the one, so I hope he's out there. Yeah. Yep. How many of y'all out there are defying gravity? You're like, what? If you know, you know. I'm lame. See, I'm lame sometimes. I'm a weirdo, and that's okay. Yeah, sometimes people get annoyed with me, and I used to beat myself up over that all the time. If I was trying to make somebody laugh or something, and they told me I'm being annoying, I would beat myself up so bad. And now it's just like, I'll just shut up and just keep it moving, keep being me. So, yeah, you know. Thank you. So, I mean, I'm just me. And I think what this is I'm starting to learn to love myself. because I think that starts with you have to stop trying to get everyone's approval, because if you keep seeking people's approval to love yourself, you'll never love yourself, because there's always going to be somebody that disapproves. And I think that was always my problem. But loving yourself starts with you. You know, it's like, who do you say that you are? You know, people may say you're a loser, but who do you say you are? Do you think you're one? If you think you're one, then you are. If you think you're not, then you're not. Whether you think you are or you're not, you're right. Henry Ford said that. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. As a man thinketh, so is he. Do you see yourself as beautiful? If you do, then you are. I know you are. You are. You're beautiful. Say it. Say it out loud. Say, I'm beautiful. I used to struggle with my appearance all the time. I'm telling you, I really did. I thought I was, I mean, and still there's many things I would change about myself, you know? When I cared what people said about me, kept me in a lot of trouble. Now I toot my own horn. That's right. I mean, but I think just recently in the past few weeks, I stopped looking at myself for who I could be, and I started looking at myself for who I am already. So maybe that's what you have to do tonight. Stop looking at yourself for who you could be and start looking at who you are right now. So I used to look at myself and I'd say, well, I could be more muscular, and I could have a fuller beard, and I could have better hair, and I could have a hairy chest right now. And once I get those things, once I get a beard transplant to fill in these patchy spots, and once I get some more hair on my chest, once I get some bigger muscles, then I will feel good about myself. Then I will love myself. But you gotta think, like, really? So you may be saying to yourself right now, well, when I lose some weight, I'll feel better about myself. Well, when I get this plastic surgery and fix my nose, I'll feel better about myself. When? You're right, when? When will you accept you for the way God made you? You have to love you for you. Remember, you are God's artwork in the flesh. He made you the way you are. And for women that have had guys say bad things about them, next time a guy comes up to you running his mouth about you don't look good, whatever, just remember, they're not offending you. They're offending God, because you are God's artwork. You are his creation. That's who they're offending. And you let God take care of that. You don't always have to respond. You let God take care of that. But you see you as God sees you. You are beautiful. You are perfect as you are. God looks down at you and smiles and says, what a masterpiece. What a masterpiece I have created. Mm. So it's almost like, who are we to even, you know, who are we to say these things about ourselves? Because if we start criticizing ourselves, then we're offending God too, right? Criticizing God's work. God used to say to me that to me, and my response was, I think you should look in the mirror or turn your head. Yeah? What's going on, CC? Glad you're here. But just remember that. Always look at yourself as God's artwork, because you are. We all are. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, improve things that you can fix. If you want to improve things, like, yeah, just because I look at myself like I'm God's artwork, that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop working out. I want to make the best version of me. But before I do that, I just took a step back the other day and I said, you know what? I have to love me for who I am right now, or I'll never love me for who I can be. Because if I get these things, if I get more muscle and I get a better beard, then it'll be something else. Well, man, now I need this. Now if I could just this, then I'll look better. Well, if I could just get some more eyebrows. I don't have much eyebrow there. If I could just get more eyebrows, then I'll love myself. If I could just get more leg muscle, then I'll love myself. No, you got to love you for you. And then you can work on yourself if you want. Good night, Elizabeth. But I mean, that's what I found recently. That's what I found. I've been going through so many changes. I mean, God's been working on me so much in the past probably 5-6 months. I mean, so many things. I was criticized for being too muscular because I stayed in the gym in college. Hello, I was an athlete. It was mandatory. Yeah. And I guarantee you looked fine just the way you were. It's just people, I don't know, man, people get jealous or whatever it is, because you've got men that are so out of shape. So many men that are out of shape, and they try to criticize a woman for being too muscular. Criticize for smiling too much. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you, Cece. I appreciate that. But it's like sometimes I have wished that I wasn't so tall. Back when I was younger, I used to say I hate being tall. I wish I was 5'11". I wish I was 5'10". I wish I was normal. Like when I was in high school, I was taller than everybody. Middle school, I hated it. I stood out for being too tall, and people made fun of me for being too tall. They'd call me things like giraffe and stuff like that. Well, you got a really long neck. I mean, eventually, I guess I grew into it, but there was a time where my neck was pretty long, and they'd make fun of me for it. And I like hated it. I was like, man, why do I gotta be so tall? Why can't I just be like everybody else and not stick out? And now I embrace my height. I love it. I love being tall. And that was, I didn't like being tall up until about
probably about 2 years ago. You know, when I was in my 20s, I hated it. But when I became 30, I was like, you know what? I'm going to embrace this. I'm bigger than most people. So if they start running their mouth now, then they got a problem. And so I said, you know what? I'm tall. Let me just get as big as I can be. Maybe be big and tall. Get as much muscle as I can. And then who will make fun of me? You better be taller than me. You better be taller than me. You come up talking shit. Shit. Drop this hammer on your head. You know, so I used to think the same thing because I was the tallest female throughout my childhood and early adulthood. It was worse when I wore heels. I have embraced my height in my early 20s. Absolutely. I was criticized for socializing with everyone in my school. The blacks, the whites, the headbangers, the Mexicans, the preps. LOL, everyone liked me. That's awesome. I'm not Joe, I'm short. Oh, man. Yeah, but I used to be very careful. Kind of like what Angie said. I was very careful with what boots I bought. If I bought Ariat boots, the heel on those things was like 2 inches on the boots, and it would make me even taller. I would be 6'5", and I hated it. Couldn't stand being that tall. I was like, man, dude, I'm way up here now. Like, hey, what's going on? And then people would walk by, hey, how's the weather? Oh, it's pretty damn good, idiot. And they say the dumbest stuff. How's the weather up there? And I'm just like, hey, how's hell going on? How's hell down there? I don't know. I never had a comeback. I just kind of took it. You know, but for the longest, I used to wear this size pants 32, and I never realized those were so short on me. Never realized it. So when I go back to some of my old pictures and I look, like, why didn't anyone ever tell me this? Like the back of my pants didn't even reach the heel of the boot. Like, I guess I didn't even know how tall I was. I was wearing those in like the 6th grade, and I just kind of always stuck to that size. Now I wear a 32, 38. Well, actually a 33, 38. Because if I don't wear a 38, when I sit down, my pants will rise up. So I got to wear a 38. So, you know, I'm pretty tall. You're killing me. I'm 6'3" with my heels on, and people used to say the same thing about how the weather is up there. Yep. Oh, man. Milk does the body good. Yep. I hate milk. I can't. I've drank milk a handful of times, you know, and y'all know why. Because, like I said, when I was in daycare, they used to make us drink milk out of a plastic cup. Blech. Fish sticks and ketchup. I can't eat fish, I can't drink milk, and I can't eat ketchup, all because of that. And it was after we watched Barney. They'd make us watch Barney. I can't watch Barney now. Yeah, 30. Yeah, it is. It's very hard to find 38s. But I can't. We watch Barney for 30 minutes. Then we'd have to eat fish sticks and ketchup, milk, and applesauce is the worst combination ever. And then they're like, all right, take a nap. I don't like taking naps to this day because that's some things I hate. I can't stand taking naps. I hate it. I mean, I will if I have to, but I don't like it. You know? I love you. You love me. We're a big happy family, or something like that. A great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Hell no. say that. They used to film that show in the next town over from me. Hated it. Hated. Take your nap. Nurse's order. The best thing that ever happened to me in daycare was there was this big old jar of jelly beans. And the lady said, if you can guess how many jelly beans are in here, I'll give them to you. You'll win the jar. And she said, the person who gets the number closest to the number of jelly beans will win. And I think I just used the number of days in a year. I said 365 days. And all the kids cast their vote and wrote their name on the little piece of card, whatever, paper. And we put them in. She went through all of them. She said, Joe? And I said, huh? And she said, you won this big old jar of jelly beans. And I said, what? And that was the best day. I was a sugar mouth. I'm telling you, all I ever ate was sweets. Now I hardly I don't eat anything. I don't eat any sweets ever, hardly. I hate it. But my cheeks hurt. But you know, I was so happy. I ate all 365 jelly beans. I ate every single one of them. I'm paying for it today. It hurt. It hurts. It hurts. But, you know. Yep. 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 But, yeah. I was such a man back then. I was such a man, I didn't even know I was a boy. I don't know. Well, anyway. It did. It's probably over the course of like 2 or 3 days. Yeah. I used to be pretty obsessed with anything sweet, I'm telling you. Chocolates. Chocolate! I used to drink a 12-pack of Cokes a day when I was like 15. It was so... and people tell me that they say, how are you alive? I used to drink like a 12-pack of Cokes, eat like 6 packages of ramen noodles. Most of y'all are going to call it ramen noodles. I call it ramen. I call it ramen noodles. I was that poor. Ramen sounded too rich to me. I don't call it dinner. That sounds fancy and rich. I call it supper. I still call it supper. I can't afford dinner. I eat supper. And literally 8 to 12 Cokes per day back then. And no water whatsoever for years. I hated water. I don't even know the number of years I went without a sip of water. I mean, I didn't start drinking water till I was probably 26 or 27. I would drink anything but water. We would be out there building houses in 100-degree weather, and I would be so dehydrated. I'd go open a Coke. And now, like, looking back, like, dude, I was obsessed with drinking Big Red in the summertime. I would drink so many Big Reds, energy drinks. This other drink, I can't find it anymore. It was really big in the 90s. I think it's called Splurge. Splurge was so good to me. But they had it down here a couple years ago. They brought it back. And I would drink Splurge. Oh my gosh, I would drink so many of those a day. And there was so much sugar in those things. It was crazy. And yeah, I was dehydrated for years. And I mean, then the whole time in my 20s, I was an alcoholic up until, I don't know how long it's been. I lost count now. It's been a few months though. But I was basically an alcoholic for like 9 years. 9 years every single day. Every day I drank. And no water at all. Cokes and alcohol. Surge, that's what it was. Surge. Surge. I was splurging on surge. That's what splurge and surge. I knew it was something like that. Anybody ever had sploosh? Y'all remember that movie Holes and they drank sploosh? And it kept them up. It was like onion juice and peaches and nasty shit. Like what? I remember drinking a lot of cola back then. But on the weekends, I would drink so much water from my granny's garden hose. The best water. Now I can't go without water. Like if I go a day without water, like I can't. Apparently you need water to live or something. It's what it's starting to seem like. You need water to survive. Well, yeah, Surge is mainly from the 90s, but they brought it back a few years ago here in Texas. They brought it back for a little while, 8 years ago. And I was drinking as many of them as I could. I freaking loved them. They're so good. Oh, yeah, dude. I was the worst alcoholic you'd ever seen. Yeah. Yeah, very, very much so. But, Jesus delivered me from that, so I'm not ashamed to say it because, that's part of my testimony. I was a drug addict and an alcoholic. So, try to drink a gallon of water a day, but it's challenging working with kids. Yeah. From Canada. I haven't seen it since I was young. Yep, that's hard to find. I can't find it now. I think they just stopped making them. Yep. Yep. Whew, man. Well, I guess did y'all enjoy this live stream tonight? I did. I thought we had a pretty good conversation. It has been a few nights since I went live, so definitely wanted to get back on here. Man, I get it. To be honest, I'm at it right now. It's hard to stop. I'm drinking lots of water at least, but still on half a bottle of rum a night. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was, for me, I never really got into like liquor or anything, but I would drink a whole lot of. My drink was Mike's Hard Lemonade and Miller High Life, just really the cheapest stuff I could get. I'd get as much of it as I could, And then I developed a taste for it. I loved the taste of beer. I got addicted to the taste, so I would have cravings at 6 o'clock in the afternoon where I had to rush home. Like, as soon as I get off work, I got to get home. And I had to drink. Like, if I didn't have a drink, it was a bad day. Those are both yucky. Yeah, they are. They're, I mean, Mike's Hard Lemonade, I don't think it tastes too bad, but Miller High Life, Milwaukee's best. Ugh. Milwaukee's best ice. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Oh, that used to be another one I drank. The big 32-ounce cans. I would drink 4 a night. And, it's just so bad. I can't even smell that stuff now. If somebody pops one open around me. And Bud Ice. I used to drink. Ugh. Oh, so bad. All of these. Oh, that Old English 800. Mickey's still reserved. It's all so bad. Oh gosh. College life had me drinking beer, but when I became sick, I stopped drinking 40 ounces of Old English. Oh yeah, I was drinking those when I was 13, 12 and 13. Old English was the stuff, malt liquor. Oh my gosh, I would throw up every single time. It was so it had like a sweet taste to it. And I liked it as a kid because remember I was a sugar mouth. But yeah, I was drinking at a very, very young age. Yeah. I had access to it, I would get it. You know, if anybody had it in the house, I would get it. Somebody bought a 30 pack, I was ripping into that 30 pack, or I had other people getting it for me that were older than me. You know, so I think that's kind of why I grew up. And you know, same here. I would drink 2 of them in a night. I drink the first one, throw it up, and then I drink the second one. Like, me and my friend were 13. But yeah, his mom would get it for us. And she'd get us anything we wanted. Cigarettes, beer. 13 years old. Let us drive the car around town. It was crazy. Crazy. 12 years old driving down the highway. I never did, but my friend did. It's crazy. Know where you're coming from. It's too true. You develop a taste and a day isn't complete without it. Yep. If I'm out of rum or whiskey and drink something else instead, it doesn't feel right. Yep. That's how I was. Yeah. If I would have seen you drinking it, I would have slapped it out of your hand and took off my belt. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy times. Crazy. I mean, and he was hanging out with people that were like 25 years old. I would go hang out with him, and there was dudes coming over, and he's answering the door, and they're like 25, and they're like, "What's going on, Tyler?" And he's like, "What's up, man? Come in." And he's like, "This is my buddy. This is my buddy John. He's 26." And I'm like, 26? I'm like, dude, this is like a grown man. And they would like give us cigarettes and stuff. Like, it was weird, you know? We're 12 years old. That was a weird time back then. Bad neighborhood. Gotta get out of here. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I hope I made y'all laugh tonight, and you know, hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. We didn't really do much music tonight, but maybe maybe I'll go live tomorrow. Do some music. I'm not sure. I can see how my schedule looks, because yeah, that's true. That's true. It's very true. Drinking and smoking does age you. All right, yeah, maybe we can do one song. Let's take some recommendations here. Has anybody got any recommendations? Throw your recommendations out, and I will pick a song from the recommendations. If you know country songs, now keep in mind, I usually only do country songs that are from the 90s. I like the 90s country. 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. But all my neighbors just came out right here. They're like right next to my truck. I don't think they know I'm in my truck. They're like 4 feet away from my truck. There's like 6 people right here. It's awkward. It's awkward. Come on, go back inside. All right, I lost my patience years ago, but good night, Stacy. I lost my patience. Get it? Oh, me and my lame jokes. My number one hit. Which one is? Oh, that's Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. I'm trying to close mine. If we both close them, we're not going to be able to make this thing happen. Oh man. Ah. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. You know, I almost listened to that song earlier just so I could learn all the lyrics. Anything But Mine, because I really like that song. And hopefully in the next week, I'm gonna get my printer fixed. I'm gonna be printing out a lot of lyrics to these songs. You know, I got a lot of songs I want to do. So that's a really good one. Have a good night. Appreciate where you're coming from. Just sub too. All right, cool. Thank you, David. Sure appreciate that. All right, she's getting in her car, so we're about to get into some music. We're gonna do some karaoke here. My teacher's telling me to do my homework. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see. Let's start out with Don't Close Your Eyes. You want to hear that one? I know you loved him a long time ago. Even now in my arms, you still want him, I know. But darling, this time, let your memories die when you hold me tonight. Awesome. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Let it be me. Don't pretend it's him in some fantasy. Darling, just once, let yesterday go, and you'll find more love than you've ever known. Just hold me tight when you love me tonight, and don't close your eyes. All right, what was that other one? In the morning I'm leaving, making my way back to Cleveland. So tonight I hope that I will do just fine. And I can't see how you could ever be anything but mine. Mary, I don't see how you could ever be anything but mine. Great, my neighbors are back. What the heck, man? That was quick. They just like literally went around the corner. Wanted one good-hearted woman to forgive imperfection and the man that she loves. Wanted just one chance to tell her how much he still loves her. He can't be sorry enough. Wanted. You have today. My name is I Can't See. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Joe, for an amazing live. Time for me to get my workout in. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Sure appreciate you. And I guess it's time for me to go ahead and hop off here too, guys. It's been great hanging out with y'all tonight. You have to say my name. Oh, okay. Daphne, I don't see how you could ever be anything but mine. How about that? Well, guys, I sure appreciate y'all stopping by. This was an amazing live, wasn't it? This was really great. You're absolutely welcome. And just want to say, love each and every one of y'all. Remember all the proclamations you made tonight. The best year of your life starts tonight. Starts right now. Tomorrow, you're gonna come into supernatural blessings that you don't even know. Just expect it. Go into tomorrow looking to be blessed. Remember, you are blessed and highly favored. So until next time, love y'all. I'm Joe Jones. This is the Cup of Joe Show. And this has just been your daily dosage. Good night, everybody.